Good day, friends, and welcome to tomorrow's European news, where we use foresight and logic to bring you the future news. And coming up, we have Kaja Kallas is getting all excited about bomb shelters. In Berlin, Friedrich Merittz, with President Emanuel Macron, warned of what he termed the Russian menace. Merittz pledged to raise Germany's defense budget to 5% of GDP. Quite bizarrely, Merittz referenced his Nazi grandfather, saying, "My grandpa always said the Russians were dangerous. I used to laugh. I'm not laughing now. They need to be disabled permanently." Macron nodded thoughtfully, then silently applauded. Russian forces are advancing daily on the battlefront, taking key towns and closing down Ukrainian supply routes. In southeast Ukraine, another lithium mine was occupied by Russian armed forces. Overnight, 500 Russian drones and missiles struck water and electric infrastructure. Ukrainian officials condemned the attacks, stating, "This is a clear sign of escalation and shows Putin has no desire for peace." In Brussels, European President Ursula von der Leyen impressed the need for unwavering support for Ukraine. "Ukraine must win this war, and we will stand with Ukraine as long as it takes." She also reiterated her call for a European defense union, proposing a continental defense fund to help the bankrupt nations of Europe proactively deter the Russian threat. In Tallinn, obsessive staremonger Kaja Kallas was promoting an initiative for bomb shelters across Estonia, Finland, and Lithuania. "Russia is the biggest threat to NATO today," she said, "and we have to prepare for the worst." This EU-funded project will include state-of-the-art bunkers with portraits of Queen Ursula, espresso machines, and copies of NATO Quarterly. In Germany, Mercedes-Benz has announced the closure of its Bremen factory, citing unprecedented and unsustainable energy costs following Europe's decision to halt cheap Russian oil and gas supplies. Executives said they remain committed to regaining profitability. One anonymous employee stated, "I hope NATO bombs the entire Russian shadow fleet." Well, that's all for tomorrow's news today. Let's catch up with something very similar in our next bulletin.